say to us, the Hebrew Academy was really an elite school. When we went there, it was really had a very excellent reputation. It was, and as you can see from the graduates, it really produced an excellent product. And I think we all enjoyed going to the Hebrew Academy. My 3 children went to the Hebrew Academy, and now my 5 grandchildren go to the Hebrew Academy. So we're the 3rd generation. I see a lot of familiar faces in carpool when I do carpool. And it's been great. It's been a great journey, a great experience.
Yeah. Now let's go to the important stuff. This is right off of Pinchas. The Hebrew Academy is Rabbi Gross. And you cannot appreciate Rabbi Gross till you get older and understand how institutions are built. I was very fortunate in my life to bump into Rabbi Gross and Shirley on an on and off basis as I grew older. And as you saw him as an adult, you understood what he was to us as a kid, but you didn't appreciate it then. The depth, the commitment. To build an institution like that when it was a desert here in Miami is beyond belief, okay? And what it did for us, if you just look around this Zoom room and hear what people said, that doesn't come because the structure was there, it came because he made it happen. And just to, and I can't, there's nothing that can be said about Rabbi Gross that underestimates what he did, okay? There is no way to say that.
I always wanted to keep that legacy of my father alive. And many times I would ask him, I would say, Daddy, if someday I will be a principal, what is the success? What is that secret to success? And he would tell me the following. He would say, the most important thing to remember is that every child in your school, their last name is Gross. What a powerful lesson. It helped me understand him better. I remember when people would ask him at the height of the academy, there were 800 students or so registered in the school. And people would ask him, Rabbi Gross, how many students do you have in the Hebrew Academy? Students? I don't know. But I have 800 children in the Hebrew Academy. It's the statement of the rabbis, Talmidim Kruyim Banim, that students are children. And I have to say that during this Zoom time, this stroll down memory lane, my father's yahrzeit, the 40th yahrzeit, was just a month ago. And wow, how he must looking down from Shamayim, from his special place in Gan Eden, and saying, you children, you my golden children, you are the fulfillment of what I dreamt. You are my stars. Keep on shining.
But Shraga Gross, you are mamash gewaltig, and your father and your mother and the Hebrew Academy, after 52 years, has not left me. And believe me, I'm not dati, but I observe every single Shabbat because I recognize Shabbat is very important. And one of the many things I got from the Academy was discipline and humility.
Yes, I don't believe I ever left the Hebrew Academy. The Hebrew Academy, Rabbi Gross, Mrs. Gross Pelkowitz, Shragi, and Sister Orly, who is a soul sister of mine, are continuously in my heart. And it has had a tremendous, tremendous influence on my entire family. I'm sorry Judd's not here. I guess I'm representing him. He's well and doing well as well. So that being said, the Academy, Hebrew Academy, was not an influence. The Hebrew Academy continues to be our family.
You are all children of the Hebrew Academy. You were all there. You were there to lend your hand. You were there to make him proud. You were there to do all the things that he wanted a Jewish child to do. He was a man of many, many talents, many gifts, but he had only one dream in life, and that is to take children by the hand, to take all Klal Yisrael by the hand and lead them from the sands of Miami Beach to the sands of Sinai, of Har Sinai. That was his dream. And he built the Hebrew Academy, and he brought all you children to his Sinai, to Sinai. And what did you get in Sinai? What did you accomplish there? What did you learn? And how did you get there? You all had to take this trek with him, and you did. You joined him, you went with him. Some of you made the trek easier, to some of you it was more difficult. Some of you didn't make it all the way. All the others of you went all the way to Sinai. And what did you accomplish at Sinai? What did Sinai give you? Sinai gave you a connection and an identity. That is what you have. You have an identity of who you are, what you were, and you had a connection to a tradition that was old and true, and it gives you a God, Zeke, Leva, Anvehu, it gave you a whole reason and a whole color to your life. This is what you had. And how did you get there? How did he bring you to Har Sinai? You didn't walk on the hot sands. You went through Friday assemblies. You went through learning Torah. You went through teachers who cared. You went through loving people who always were there to guide you. You held onto his hand. You held onto Rabbi Gross's hand, and he took you and he didn't let go.
The Hebrew Academy, to me, I think the most important thing besides learning to deal with all of you, and I don't mean that in a negative way, I mean in the fact that we have so many different personalities. I was just thinking that as we were talking, how I felt everybody was my friend. I don't remember anybody who was not my friend. And I think that really taught me how to get along with people today. And it seems to be something that I do reasonably well. And I think that really came from the Hebrew Academy. But the other important thing the Hebrew Academy gave to me was the understanding of what it meant to be Jewish and to understand our religion better. Not that I know everything, obviously not, but I know a lot more than most people I know. And it's good to understand the reason we do things or the reason we don't do certain things. And it gives me a lot of comfort in just knowing who I am.
When I think back at the Hebrew Academy, obviously we were there during our formative years. I mean, before we were bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, and then after we were, a couple of years after we became bar mitzvah, which is in the Jewish religion, the coming of age. So there were very meaningful years for us. And as I think back on my classmates, it's unbelievable, though it's hard to keep in touch with everyone. I remember so much about everyone. And, you know, when I think about that, like we were together as classmates longer than any other educational experience, because in high school, you're only together for a few years. In college, you know, it's hard to connect with a lot of people. They all come from different places. So that's why we connect, even if we didn't stay in touch, you know, the memories are always there. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I think I ended up as being voted as the best dressed. And I was trying to think how many of you I had to bribe for that honor. And I was gonna ask you to raise your hands, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't know how that happened. But the Hebrew Academy, you know, gave me my values and my principles. It was also very disciplined. You know, you had to be very disciplined, you know, learning English and Hebrew. And for myself, in a new country, I was really kind of learning two new languages, English and Hebrew, just like some of my classmates who came from Cuba, like Maritza, Bernard, and Ida, I'm sure had, you know, similar experiences. And whether one became very religious or not religious, you know, just the experience of going to the Hebrew Academy just made me feel proud to be Jewish. It gave me an understanding of the Jewish religion. When I go to temple, I know the reasons why I'm praying and what the reasons are, and I see other people that didn't have that education that are kind of lost. So it was something, you know, that I could never forget. And I think as a group, we can all look around, and no matter what profession we chose, I think we can all agree that we all became good citizens, good family people who made this society a much better society to live in. And I think all of that had to do with the foundation that we got at the Hebrew Academy.
Guys, you're gonna love this. Mrs. Harris, you ready? Mrs. Harris, where are you? You're a grand old flag, you're a high flying flag, and forever at peace shall you wave. I did look it up because I did not remember the words. But do you guys remember that?
When I
Yes,
taught,
no? Come on.
when you were in the
Yes.
play, in the Thanksgiving play in
The
fourth grade.
home of the free and the brave.
Yeah.
Every heart
Heart
rings true
beats
for
true
the red,
for the
white,
red, white,
and
and
blue.
blue.
Blue, cause you're never a.
Right?
I
I
forgot.
don't know. Sounds good.
Okay.
Anyways, I have too many memories, Steve.
Thank you.
Too many memories, Stephen. Can't even begin.
Tell you that when Susie invited me on behalf of the class of 1990, I'm so honored and humbled to be invited to the reunion. And it's so special for me to see my fourth grade students, the students that were not in my fourth grade, but still were in the high school. And it's an honor for me to see my colleagues. It's a very, very big honor.
It's really very emotional to see and moving to see everybody to get together, even on this electronic platform. We're speaking to you from Israel, just Efrat, Israel, a little bit outside of Jerusalem. I do want to say a special hello to Mrs. Gross. It's
Hi,
great to see you.
how are you, my Sammy? Oh, I am so, you're bringing back so many memories. I'm sitting here and crying.
I want you to know, Mrs. Gross, that literally I think 2 days ago, my 20-year-old daughter was going through my old stuff, cleaning out some of my stuff, and found a letter from Rabbi Gross, from your late husband, to my parents about, dated February 1973, about 10 days, it must have been right after my bris. 10 days after I was born, and there's a letter from Rabbi Gross on Hebrew Academy stationery to my parents, congratulating them on my birth and welcoming me that I would be a future Hebrew Academy student. And I just thought it was very fitting that I literally came across this letter a couple days ago before this, the occasion of this reunion.
I can't tell you the emotions going through my heart and my mind, just looking at your beautiful faces, just being among you. It's been a long time, but it seems like it was just yesterday that I was with all of you. And I have to thank you all for having made my life so significant and so meaningful. You children were a joy, every one of you, even the mischievous ones, even the ones that gave us a hard time. But they kept the blood flowing. They kept it going. They kept us on our toes. And the nachas to see you all as adults. And may Hashem be with all of you. May you have nachas from your children, and may you be the ones that are the connectors in that chain to, I hope, Mashiach Tzidkenu very soon.